When you think of ancient Greece, you picture Athens, Delphi, Olympia, giants of history, their names echoing through the centuries as centers of power, wisdom, and athletic glory. These cities are etched into our collective memory, celebrated for their temples, games, and oracles. But there's another place, often overlooked and shrouded in secrecy: Eleusis. Unlike its more famous neighbors, Eleusis kept its greatest treasures hidden from the world, its true significance veiled in mystery. Just outside Athens, Eleusis hosted the Eleusinian Mysteries, ancient rites so secretive their details remain a mystery even today. The rituals held here were considered so sacred that initiates were sworn to silence, creating an aura of intrigue that has lasted for millennia. For nearly 2,000 years, Eleusis was a spiritual powerhouse, drawing everyone from philosophers like Plato, who sought wisdom, to emperors like Hadrian, who craved enlightenment. Its influence reached across the ancient world, attracting people from every walk of life. Unlike the public games or oracles, Eleusis promised something deeper, a personal encounter with the mysteries of life, death, and the hope of a blessed afterlife. Here the experience was intimate, transformative, and profoundly moving. Initiates came seeking transformation, believing the mysteries could erase the fear of death itself. The promise of spiritual rebirth drew pilgrims from across the Mediterranean, all yearning for a glimpse of the divine. The penalty for revealing the secrets? Death. The threat was real, and it kept the mysteries intact for centuries, their power undiminished by time or conquest. That's why Eleusis isn't as famous as other sites. Its story was carried in whispers, not carved in stone. Its legacy is one of silence, secrecy, and awe. Here, ordinary people and emperors stood as equals, confronting the greatest mystery of all: what lies beyond this life. In Eleusis, social status faded away in the face of the unknown. This wasn't just another temple, it was the epicenter of a spiritual revolution, a place where the boundaries between mortal and divine seemed to blur. Today we'll walk the path of ancient pilgrims, stand before Roman gateways, and imagine the awe inside Greece's most sacred hall. We'll try to sense the echoes of those who came before us, seeking answers to life's deepest questions. The secrets of Eleusis are buried in its stones, waiting to be uncovered by those willing to look beyond the surface, to listen to the silent stories etched in marble and earth. Let's begin our journey into the heart of this forgotten giant, where myth and history intertwine, and the past still whispers to those who listen. The expedition to Eleusis starts now. Step with us into the shadows of antiquity and discover the mysteries that shaped the ancient world. The journey to Eleusis began on the Sacred Way, a 14-mile procession from Athens, alive with music, dancing, and ritual. Pilgrims gathered at the Kerameikos cemetery carrying myrtle and barley, symbols of Demeter and Persephone. Along the way, they stopped at shrines, performed purification rites, and crossed the Kephissos River, where masked figures hurled playful insults, a ritual to shed their egos. As they neared Eleusis, anticipation grew. At the sacred lakes, final purifications prepared them for what lay ahead. This wasn't just a walk, it was a transformation, turning travelers into seekers. Today, fragments of the Sacred Way remain, echoing with the footsteps of countless pilgrims. Walking these stones, you sense the energy of those who came seeking revelation. For the ancients, the journey itself was sacred, a rite of passage into the mysteries. The Sacred Way was the threshold to a world that promised to change them forever, and now we follow in their footsteps. After the long journey, pilgrims faced the awe-inspiring Greater Propylaea, the monumental marble gateway to Demeter's sanctuary. Built by Emperor Marcus Aurelius, it mirrored Athens' Acropolis, signaling Roman reverence for Greek tradition. Towering columns and sculpted pediments greeted initiates, marking the boundary between mortal and divine. Passing through, pilgrims left the outside world behind, entering a realm of silence and reverence. The Propylaea wasn't just an entrance, it was a psychological rite of passage, preparing minds for the mysteries. Today its ruins still impress. Massive marble steps and column bases hint at its former grandeur. Stand here, and you feel the weight of history and the anticipation of those about to enter the sacred precinct. The gateway was both a filter and a statement, only the truly committed could proceed. Roman architecture elevated Eleusis, blending power with piety. Beyond these gates, the greatest secrets of the ancient world awaited. The Telesterion was the heart of Eleusis, the hall of initiation where the mysteries reached their climax. This was not just a building, but the very soul of the Eleusinian mysteries, drawing pilgrims from across the ancient world. Unlike typical temples, it was a vast, enclosed hall, designed to hold thousands in darkness and anticipation. Imagine the air thick with expectation, as initiates gathered in silence, waiting for the unknown to unfold. At its center stood the Anacteron, the Holy of Holies, where only the high priest could enter. This mysterious chamber was believed to house the most sacred objects and secrets of the cult. The final ceremony was shrouded in secrecy, but ancient clues suggest a blend of dramatic reenactment, sacred chants, and a sudden, blinding revelation. The experience was said to be so powerful that it transformed the lives of those who witnessed it. The climax, the unveiling of sacred objects, perhaps a single stalk of grain, symbolizing life, death, and rebirth. This simple gesture carried profound meaning, hinting at the eternal cycles of nature and the promise of renewal. Today, the Telesterian's ruins still evoke awe. The stones themselves seem to whisper stories of ancient rituals and the countless feet that once crossed these thresholds. You can sit where initiates once sat, awaiting enlightenment. The worn seats bear silent witness to centuries of seekers, each hoping for a glimpse of the divine. The atmosphere is thick with the memory of transformation and secrecy. Even now, the air feels charged, as if the mysteries linger just out of reach. This was more than a building, it was a machine for producing spiritual revelation. Every stone, every shadow was part of a carefully crafted experience meant to awaken the soul. The mysteries changed lives and their secrets vanished with the ancient world, yet their echoes remain, woven into the very fabric of these ruins. Yet standing here, you can almost feel the awe that once filled this sacred hall. The spirit of the mysteries endures, inviting us to imagine, to wonder, and to seek our own transformation. At the very heart of Eleusis lies the myth of Demeter and Persephone, a timeless story of loss, longing, and the hope of reunion. This ancient tale shaped the spiritual life of Eleusis and echoed through the centuries, touching all who heard it. Persephone, the beloved daughter of Demeter, was suddenly abducted by Hades, god of the underworld, and vanished into the shadowy depths below. Her disappearance left the world in shock and sorrow. Demeter's overwhelming grief plunged the earth into famine and desolation. Crops withered, the land grew barren, and humanity suffered as the goddess mourned her lost child. At Eleusis, Demeter revealed her divine presence. She demanded a temple be built in her honor, and refused to restore the earth's fertility until Persephone was returned to her. The people of Eleusis became witnesses to her sorrow and her power. Eventually, Zeus intervened. Persephone could return to the world above, but because she had tasted the pomegranate seeds of the underworld, she was bound to spend part of each year with Hades below, and part with her mother above. This myth explained the changing seasons. Spring and summer marked the joyful reunion of mother and daughter, while autumn and winter signified their painful separation and the earth's slumber. The Eleusinian mysteries allowed initiates not just to hear this story, but to experience its emotional depths. Through sacred rites, they became part of the cycle themselves. Through ritual and ceremony, initiates felt Demeter's sorrow and her joy, and in doing so, they gained hope for their own rebirth after death. The mysteries offered comfort and a sense of belonging to something greater. The stalk of grain, shown in the Telesterion, symbolized this eternal promise, that from darkness and despair, new life and hope would always emerge. The myth gave meaning to nature's endless cycles and offered hope against the seeming finality of death, reminding all that renewal is always possible. Eleusis became a beacon of spiritual renewal, drawing pilgrims from across the ancient world who sought its wisdom and comfort. Here, myth and ritual merged seamlessly, offering a sacred path to transcendence and a deeper understanding of life's mysteries. The story's power still resonates today, echoing through the silent ruins in the memories of those who once gathered here. At Eleusis, the promise of return and renewal was made real, a message of hope that endures through the ages. When Rome conquered Greece, it embraced Eleusis, elevating the sanctuary to new heights. Roman emperors like Augustus and Hadrian became initiates, pouring resources into the site. They built grand gateways, the Greater Propylaea and a triumphal arch, blending Roman might with Greek tradition. The sanctuary became a multicultural center with new temples and expanded halls to welcome pilgrims from across the empire. Roman investment ensured Eleusis thrived for centuries, its prestige and protection unmatched. Today, the site's architecture tells a story of cultural exchange and reverence. Walking here, you witness the legacy of both Greek priests and Roman emperors. Eleusis stands as a testament to the enduring power of shared spiritual heritage. No visit to Eleusis is complete without its museum. A treasure trove of artifacts that bring the sanctuary story to life. Here you'll find the fleeing Persephone statue, capturing the myth's drama, and the serene caryatid from the Lesser Propylaea. Pottery and reliefs depict scenes from the mysteries, offering rare glimpses into ancient ritual. Inscriptions and votive offerings reveal the personal faith of countless pilgrims. The museum connects the ruins to the people who once filled them with devotion. Seeing these artifacts, you feel the artistry and spiritual intensity that defined Eleusis. The museum is the final piece of the puzzle, making the ancient world tangible. It's an essential stop for anyone seeking to understand Eleusis' enduring magic. After nearly 2,000 years, the Eleusinian mysteries met their end with the rise of Christianity. Emperor Theodosius outlawed pagan rites in 392 AD, closing the sanctuary and extinguishing its eternal flame. Soon after, Visigoth invaders, led by Alaric, destroyed Eleusis, toppling statues, burning temples, and shattering the Telesterion. The secrets, once fiercely guarded, vanished as the priests disappeared and the site was abandoned. For over a millennium, Eleusis lay in ruins, its story buried beneath dirt and time. The mysteries, once the spiritual heart of Greece, became a silent legend. Only archaeology would one day revive its memory. The fall of Eleusis marked the end of an era and the loss of a profound spiritual tradition. Yet its echoes still call to us from the stones. Want to explore Eleusis yourself? It's an easy day trip from Athens in the modern town of Elefsina. Buses or taxis get you there in under an hour. Just check seasonal hours before you go. One ticket covers both the archaeological site and the museum, making it a great value. Start at the Roman Triumphal Arch, walk the Sacred Way, and sit in the Telesterion's ancient seats. Signs in Greek and English guide you through the ruins. Afterward, visit the museum to see the artifacts that once filled these sacred halls. Wear comfortable shoes and bring water, the site is large and exposed. Eleusis may lack the fame of the Acropolis, but it offers a deeper connection to ancient hopes and fears. Here, you walk where seekers once confronted the mysteries of life and death. It's an expedition you'll never forget.